So the A bit is attention. What I mean by attention is the more you give something attention, the more it grows. So how I like talking about this is there's a problem and then there's a solution. Attention is like the water. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the solution. Watering the problem just makes it bigger. So the idea is to give attention to the solution. So that's what happens, and not the problem becoming bigger and bigger. So this can be done in everyday life through just thinking about the good things, thinking about, oh, okay, there's a seminar happening. Yes, I'm being videotaped. You're here. And just giving that attention starts cascading a field of gratitude, like, okay, and that's what can create more reasons to have gratitude. What I mean by V is inclusiveness. There are 3 T's I want to discuss in this. So what I mean by together is having a level of awareness, consciousness, or whatever, where it is inclusive, to look at oneself as more than oneself. And this transfer bit is a little story that I heard on a TED talk by the author of I think it was Eat, Learn, Pray, whatever. But she talks about how she wrote the book. So she apparently doesn't take full credit for writing the book and says that it was revealed to her in some way. And then she talks about one particular morning where she would stand in the sit in her chair and have a writer's block or whatever, and she would be like, look, I showed up, but I'm not getting anything. So I want to drive home the fact that there are things greater than us that have a significant role on what we do and say and feel and be. So the bit about time is something I want to get through a story. And the great Stephen R. Covey, who has a daughter called Cynthia, talked about this story of how she connected with her father when she was 11 years old through an experience. And that's the story she actually talked about in an interview when just after he passed away. She was talking about very emotionally. So the story goes like this. She's 11 years old, and she and her father have planned a day out in San Francisco, and they've planned it for weeks to the dot. So they've decided they're going to go to Chinatown. They're going to eat some whatever, go on this train, and come back to their hotel, go and sneak into the pool, which apparently her father was famous for, after the pool was closed, and go back to their room and eat a hot chocolate fudge or something like that, and see the Late Late Show. So it was planned to the detail, and this was all supposed to be after her dad's seminar, which they were on the day walking out from on the seminar. And so her dad and her are walking out, and suddenly her dad, Stephen R. Covey, sees his friend, and his friend says, oh, so good to see you. Let's go out for dinner today. It's been years. Your daughter can come too. My wife is coming, so and so on. And his daughter, Stephen R. Covey's daughter, Cynthia, is like, oh my God, I planned this for so long. But Stephen R. Covey says, I'd love to, but not today. And he and his daughter actually go on through their very well-planned one-day sort of event. So my point is time, not just well spent, but even in the presence, because I remember having a professor in Chapel Hill who, just in the presence of whom, like, great ideas would come to my mind. So time spent is meaningful and part of a spiritual experience. Action. Action is so vital because so often we're in our heads and we overthink things and don't take action. Like Morpheus told Neo in the Matrix, there's a difference between thinking it and doing it, right? So when I think of knowing, I think of Simon Sinek and the golden circles. So Simon Sinek is this really cool thinker that came up with this 3 concentric circles that how leaders drive action. The first circle is what, But what's more important than that, what's more important than the what, is the how. How did it happen? And more important than that is why. Why do you want to do something? What do you want to do? Then how do you want to do it? But more important than both is why do you want to do it? And this is the why that fuels the how and the what. So he calls this golden circles, and when a leader drives action, knowing why the action is needed is the source for how and what it is done. So equality is based on uniqueness. I feel that competition is real, that economics and scarcity is significant, but the idea that wealth can be created, that people can do, that is, tap into a source that is limitless, makes each person unique and infinite. I realize that's a little unclear, but what I mean by equality is uniqueness, and how each person is on his or her own path, how we've knelt on different graves and walked in different gardens and are all different, even if you're doing the same thing. So what I mean by nurture is using your gifts and doing more of what you can do. Just like muscles, when used, become stronger, unused muscles disintegrate. Nurture the self through self-expression. So this is the plan that I'm promoting today.